have to do it.
Of course I do. Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, the Professor Russ Stevens, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's the barber to the stars, Hollywood Pete McGilvery. Well, we have another great show for you tonight. And now, first of all, guys, I want to mention that this is our 1-year anniversary.
Is that
tonight.
right?
Yeah,
Happy
absolutely.
Right.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys. You guys have been great. Joe, of course, he's got his big dressing room right now. He's got his fresh cut flowers.
That's right.
Every week.
The Iron Man. I haven't missed a show.
He has not missed a show.
Joe's green room's larger than mine. We're going to have a little problem with that.
But you get...
I'm going to renegotiate my contract next week.
Yeah,
But you don't have blue M&Ms in your
I
flower.
do not.
But you get the fresh cut flowers
I
from Bolivia
do, all
each
the
week.
time.
I'm the new guy. I get the big TV pencil.
Yeah, right,
You have to work your way to the top, Pete.
Let's do our show, Pete. Come on. But first of all, I want to thank everyone who's watched our show over the last year, and it'll be another great year. And happy Thanksgiving. We missed that, but we start off this week. We go back to the Patriots-Denver game, and it happened, sports fans. We lost the game.
When's the last time we actually moaned and groaned about a Patriots game?
Right? Yeah.
It was Green Bay over a year ago. Was the last time.
And I wasn't really upset about that one. It was on the road, and Aaron Rodgers just had his
The
way.
game had a strange setup, though. You know, Manning wasn't playing, but everybody couldn't wait for 8:30 to come around, and
Right.
it was like the next day we were all hungover from the loss. You know, like it was a World Series loss or something. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But we didn't really miss Manning, did we?
I mean,
Right.
I didn't.
No, right?
I would have rather. Yeah.
They did.
But we were kind of trending toward a loss, right? I mean,
All
the
three-
Giants
the
game
last
was
three
tough,
games were
right?
very
The
hard,
Bills
that's
game
right.
was tough. I mean, it was looking that way, but I felt like we lost for all the wrong reasons. Do you feel? I know. I hate to say the refs suck and stuff, but the refs seem to affect the game in a negative fashion. Do you agree with that?
I would say it was a combination of a couple of really, really bad calls and some mismanagement by the genius.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean, that was really, they performed reasonably
Especially at
well.
the end of the first half, I was just totally befuddled. What's he doing?
The play calling was terrible.
That's McDaniels, though, right?
Yeah,
his
but that's a
job.
game plan. I think they went in knowing they were going to run this thing as conservatively as possible.
Okay, but we thought, okay, when the weather gets bad, that they'll go to the running game, they'll go to Blunt, and we'll kind of be business as usual, and we'll head into the playoffs that way. The weather was bad, and they still stayed away from
They
the
don't
running
have
game.
the offensive line to do that.
There's no holes.
But also, Blunt, he's
he looks like
dancing.
Lawrence
right now.
Maroney.
Exactly,
He does.
Lawrence Maroney.
Right.
That was brutal.
Like,
Yeah.
right? He looks like a
But he's
Marietta.
waiting for it to open. You know, he needs to get there, and then he gets his yards. But I think the Patriots all week, the offensive line, they're not taking any running snaps. They're going, look, we're going to
Protect
fall
Brady at
back.
all
We're going
costs. It's
to
a great
protect
point,
him
Pete. Yeah.
no matter what. No running plays.
that's
Well, they practice them 3 days a week, really, right?
Right.
Just we're going to drop back and cover it all the time.
Well, the thing is,
But running play protects Brady better than anything else. 'Cause
Absolutely.
He doesn't even take part. Just he
No,
knows
we
it all.
ran
Yeah, but
the
you
ball.
can't- you can't win the game.
We didn't run the ball when we should have run the ball at the
Right.
end of the game, and we ran the ball
Yeah.
when we shouldn't have run the ball
Yeah.
during the whole other part of the game.
But when you talk about time management, especially at the end of the game, you talk about the running game, right?
Absolutely.
And look, Gronk got hurt on a play that we all thought, that first down, that they were going to run the ball, right? That they were going
Right.
to start to eat the clock.
That's absolutely right. We had just gotten a first down. There were 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go,
Yeah.
and 17 seconds later, we punted the ball.
Right.
We took 17 seconds off the clock in 3 plays, and
And-
they had 1 timeout left.
Yeah.
And when Gronk got hurt, I know everybody in the crowd here, there were 4 words that you said the moment Gronk was
And
squirming
there were
in the
only
ground.
3 of those 4 could be said on television.
Yeah, right. The season is over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what you thought. Because without Gronk, we're going nowhere. Is that right?
It was bleak.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the lead up was, boy, if anything ever happens to Grady or Bronk, then sure enough, with 2 minutes left in the game.
In a play that never should have been called. Like I could, all right. So you could say they're throwing the ball for first down, but they throw a back shoulder reverse seam pattern when he's double covered, because it's always that safety who comes up. It's not the first guy who's covering him who takes him down. It's the second guy, the safety coming over.
And there's,
low.
there's
Goes
only
low.
one way to bring Gronkowski down.
That's right.
Well, that wasn't
He
planned
hung
to
him
be a
out to
back
dry.
shoulder, but that
It
was just a bad
terrible
pass. Yeah.
By the way, and he threw a terrible pass earlier in that drive. Remember the one he threw behind him for that
Yeah.
first first down, missed him wide
Almost
open.
got him killed then,
Almost
too.
got him killed then.
It kind of reminded me, guys, of the first 4 games of last year when Tom Brady looked like Joe Namath, circa
On
end
the
of
back
career.
nine, yeah.
Not his best game.
He was floating everything. Everything seemed to be, 60 feet in the air. And why was he doing that in a bad weather game when he didn't even have his top receivers?
You mean throwing the deep ball to
Yeah.
Scott Chandler?
Okay,
Right.
but let's
Exactly.
remember one thing.
Hands
There was
Chandler.
one thing that happened in that game that had it not happened, we wouldn't be having this conversation. The idiot drops the punt.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, the whole game turned. None of that happens. Gronk doesn't get hurt. We don't lose the game.
Why is the coaching staff greedy there? Tell them fair catch or
Right.
get away from
No,
it.
that's exactly right. You cannot blame.
Why
a
is
guy
the
who's-
coaching staff having him return punts?
All right. It's half his fault and half the
No,
coaching
it's
staff's
100%
fault.
the coaching fault. You can't.
He's a paid professional.
No, wait.
Oh, yeah.
First game.
There's a
paid
reason why he's
professional.
on the team. You're right, Russ.
You have one thing to do. Just catch the ball.
Yeah,
This is
but
his
that's what
first
he should have
game.
been doing.
That's right.
This is his first game in the NFL. He's only on the.
But he's
roster
being
You're
Joey
way
back
too
up to the
easy on him.
backup.
Yeah,
You're
right.
way too easy on him. I mean,
Oh,
look, I
yeah.
said, I mean, he should have been told to fair catch it.
That's right. That's
but
all
he
I
should
know.
also know, oh, geez, I got a guy bearing down on me. I probably should fair catch this
No,
ball.
but Russ.
Or just let it
Right,
bounce.
that's right.
Or let
He
it
should have-
bounce. He's a
That's
paid
his
professional.
job. He's got 2 things to do: either to
That's
make
right.
a decision to run
We're not
it,
asking
or
him to
fair
run a
catch it.
nuclear
No.
submarine.
No,
We're
I don't
asking him
know.
catch
No.
the football.
Or is
No.
he trying to stick on with the team and make a play like it's preseason?
They're trying to be a
I
hero.
think that's right.
No, I don't want to see Daniel
He's trying to
Nava
be a
up
hero.
at any key up at bats, and I don't want to see Harper Vick there.
You found a way.
Right,
You
exactly.
got it.
Stuck him in there.
No, you don't understand. These players on the fringe should not be making those decisions. They should have told him, don't even catch the ball.
Yeah, you take the decision out of
It's a
his hands.
50-50. It's
Well,
half
they
the
certainly sent
coach.
them the message the next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, but what is it? The coaches should have done that.
I-
Because
I-
if
I
you're a guy
agree.
on the fringe, boys, he needs to catch a ball and run so he can stand out, so he
Then
can
he shouldn't
stay
be
there
out
the
there.
next
Then
week.
he shouldn't be out there.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Then who put
But
him out
if you're
there? The
out there,
coaches.
catch the ball.
Yeah.
You have one thing to do if you're out there.
He should have had specific instructions on what to do.
Yeah,
when he-
it was just a choice. It wasn't a difficult ball to catch.
The man's
Yeah.
unemployed right now. I have no answer
Well,
for
practice
him.
squad.
I don't know. During a snowstorm, it's going to be visibility. It's going to be cold. It's going to be slippery. It's going to be wet. It's not an easy ball. You fair catch it. You don't
By the
try
way,
to
late
run
in the
with it.
game, they didn't even have anybody back there. They just let
Yeah,
the
they
ball
let the ball go.
Yeah, just
Right,
let the
right.
ball go.
And that was the best punt they had, the one that went backwards.
Right.
So, all right. So, who played well this week? Our boy, who I've been trashing the whole year, Scott Chandler. Actually, we had a Scott Chandler sighting. He's going to be the guy.
Awful.
He stinks.
Yeah.
I thought he played pretty well. What do you
I
think?
thought
He
he
made one
stuck
catch.
up the
He was
joint.
thrown right into with his bread basket.
No, he had more than one catch.
No, but he was.
Yeah,
like,
but how
one
many he
meaningful
drops?
catch.
What do you have? 3 catches and 15
He doesn't
targets?
fight for the ball. He doesn't go up for it at its highest point. He doesn't fight.
He's soft.
He is soft, but
You're
he's
getting soft. You're
No.
letting Harper off the hook. You're letting What's wrong with you?
Chandler was
because
so
I'm
bad.
all about
it was-
love. It's
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
no.
No, I just no.
Chandler was so bad. If Williams had been available, Chandler would have got the hook on the first series and sat the rest of the
All
game.
right, so Logan Ryan played well.
Logan Ryan
Right?
played well.
Excellent
Yeah.
game.
I think
yeah.
Butler's still, Butler had one bad moment, but Butler still played a really nice game.
Right.
The defense played well.
How about
than
Until
they-
Mayo?
Hightower went down,
Yeah.
and then it fell
Mayo,
apart.
It was pretty obvious that he's just not there.
He's done.
He's not NFL
Yeah, he's
speed
gone.
anywore.
No.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
And he's do anything for the team, but
Alan Branch, I thought played a nice
Yeah,
game.
that's a-
That sack was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, a big play at a big time.
Yeah.
And they took it away from him.
Yeah, that was
Well,
brutal.
look, moving forward to the rest of the season, it's going to be the defense that wins us games, right?
I think that's
I
right,
mean,
yeah.
well,
that's-
Tom Brady put him in a position to win.
he kind of
That last
When Hightower
series-
went down,
last
every
series,
time
that
they
was
touched the
unbelievable.
ball, they scored. Well, like 4 straight times they scored.
look. They should never have been in that position. And of course, Brady did drive him down.
That was an
at the
incredible
end.
drive.
And we have to give a little
And
props.
everyone thought they were going to win then.
Yes, absolutely. But we got to give props because we talk about Gostkowski and Vinatieri, and he hasn't
Yep.
made key.
He's made
kicks.
key
The last
kicks
couple
now.
of weeks, he's made some big
key
ones.
kicks.
That was a tough kick.
Russ,
That was a tough
he
kick.
would have made that snowball kick.
That
he
was a
would have
tough
made
kick.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I still don't know about that. That was
I don't know.
That was tougher situation.
I think you had to grow up in North Dakota to make that kick.
I don't know.
The guy's
he put
money.
that. He is money.
Oh, I mean, I never said he wasn't money. I've never said a bad word about
And
the
he's
guy.
better than Vinatieri in every other category, too.
And look, the Denver field goal kicker, he looked like the moment it started snowing. I'm not used to this. I mean,
Shanked
that shanked it.
Yeah,
and
that
our
was
boy
bad.
comes, clutch situation. What
Show
was
you
that
how
from
to
about
do it.
49
That
yards
was
out?
no
51,
gimme.
I think.
That was no gimme.
Something, yeah.
It was
Right
51.
through.
Yeah, we got lucky on that. They called a ticky-tack penalty on Denver.
Yeah.
Remember, that moved us up the extra 5 yards on that, too.
Right. Well, they owed us.
They owe
So
us, yeah, they owe
big
us
time.
a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so I like conspiracy theories. I love them a lot.
Heard that about you.
And okay, Roger Goodell is infatuated with the Patriots and getting them for some contrived Deflategate. The referees are making calls against Gronkowski that are outrageous. In fact, he leads the league in offensive interferences, meaning he has more offensive interferences than any team has.
Right.
And some late calls last week.
Yeah.
In a game where Hakeem Talib is on the field and he grabs on every single play he's in.
Right, and doesn't get a penalty.
No.
Yeah.
Is there smoke, boys?
I think there's smoke and fire on the offensive pass interference calls on Gronkowski, because that only happens if the league has basically said to the referees, you need to call this on him, right?
Right, okay.
Clearly. On the other stuff, I more chalk it up to just general incompetence in the officiating across the league. Every game has
It's always on that button hook where he runs out, stops, and comes back.
For Gronkowski, absolutely. I have no idea
And
what's a
usually
pass
he does
interference
push
anymore.
off, but...
But that one call was big. That
was a huge
affected
call.
the game.
It was a huge call.
So these referees are not there's an agenda. So you're agreeing that there's an
Gronkowski,
agenda,
absolutely,
right?
yes.
And they're not
Absolutely an
afraid
agenda.
because they can make these calls anytime they want. They're not afraid to make those calls in key situations. To what? To continue the agenda?
Yeah, but if you're a referee, you speak to the guys, the key guys, your Gronks, these guys say, look, I'm going to make this call. So I'm telling you right now, I'm going to make this call. So don't do that push-off thing. And then beginning of the game, you make the call a couple times to set the precedent. And then so there's no problem later on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening.
Now, has Belichick gotten soft with the referees? Okay, sure, he went a little postal at the end with the whole, we're giving Denver a fourth timeout because we liked them, and which I don't even understand. But then they didn't
And
even...
then he didn't know the rule.
No, but they
For the run,
usually
it's not
say
running.
that the clock
Clock's
will
gonna
start
upon my whistle.
upon his whistle. They did not say that. They just
didn't.
started the
Yeah.
whistle. Then Belichick went postal. However, Belichick stayed pretty stoic the rest of the game before that with all the calls. Has he become kind of soft on the sidelines?
Well, I think he knows that it doesn't do you any good to complain. You
think he
become
does.
You become Rex Ryan, and now they really start looking down the sideline, and they call everything on you.
He doesn't
I
have
don't
to
agree with
complain too
that.
much because he's usually in control of the game.
Yeah.
Right, but he's always complained to the referees in
Yeah.
the course of the game. I mean, you think that
Usually he pulls the referee himself over and talks with him, the crew chief.
Joe, the NBA is all about the coaches going
working
crazy,
the refs,
working the
working the
referees
refs.
the whole game, right? And they get what they want, right? So that's what Brad Stevens finally learned, right?
Right.
You're telling me that Belichick now has stopped
He knows
doing
how
that?
to work the refs.
I think it's
By
more.
not
I think
working
it has more to
sometimes.
do with. I think he's just given up at this point. Like I think he just sees incompetence all over. The
I agree
field,
with you.
And he just is
I
like, I
agree with
can't.
you,
I'm
Russ.
not. I could run around the sideline screaming my head off all game, or I could focus on what's in
This
front
isn't
of me.
going to change, right?
Right.
Well, I'd like to see
I
a
got to
little-
do my job.
He does. I mean, you see him
He does,
go bananas
yeah.
every once in a while.
Well, nobody looks, of course we were all very depressed at the end of that game, but Belichick comes in that press conference and he looks exactly how I feel.
Exactly.
I've
Right.
never seen him
Yeah.
so intense and so angry as when he
Well,
went to
they
that.
had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. We had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter.
And half,
getting
with
the
half
ball,
your team on the field.
getting the
Yeah.
ball on the road, and we lost that game.
and ostensibly a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's not that good. I don't know. Just,
No.
Can you see all the stories
my
this
God.
week
That was
about how he's the
horrible.
second
Did you
coming
see
now?
him yucking it up on the sidelines?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to lose.
Cover of SI?
I
For
know.
3
Did he
quarters,
make the cover of SI?
For 3 quarters, this guy can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Right.
Collinsworth over and over again. Missed another guy. By the end of the game, he was Johnny Unitas.
Yeah.
I pictured him, all of a sudden, someone draping an American flag and go, where's my dad?
Yeah,
Where's my dad?
You
Is
watch.
he kidding me? What did he do?
By the way, they barely.
made
I
a
have
couple
no.
throws.
I have no fear of
Yeah.
Denver. They barely beat us at home when we had no one to throw the ball to. Took every call on
Yeah.
the book against us.
They had a couple guys go out too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
especially
they're
on
not.
their defensive line.
They don't
Had we
scare me.
had Edelman or Amendola in that game, we would have won that game by 24 points.
How about
Oh yeah, someone.
We would have won the game
someone
at
to move the-
Hightower Stadium.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
Right, that's a great point. So Denver, please. They're
And
not that
Jamie
good.
Collins, we're forgetting about the
not
freak.
that
I mean, he's a
Yeah,
freak. He's a game changer.
He's a wild card though right now.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Is he coming back?
Yeah.
apparently he's
Oh,
coming
he'll
back.
play this weekend, I think.
hope.
He said he's playing. So
All right, so we have the Eagles this week. The Eagles who've
The
given up
Eagles.
like 3,000 points the last 2 games at home. This should be a game where we relax, we take care of business, and we heal up a little bit, right?
Yeah, you check
problem.
the score every
Yeah.
once in a while, make sure everybody's doing it.
Yeah, right. All right, so the prediction time, boys. All right, have you got your predictions? I've got to get my my lid here. So, because all right, people who do this for a living
Where's the
might
music?
want to stay tuned here. All right, so I'm predicting right now the Patriots will win 35-13. 13 seems to be a popular. We go for the opponent. So 35-13. Pete, Hollywood Pete, tell me your prediction.
I'm going to go with 24-10.
24-10.
Yep, Patriots.
All right.
Of
Okay.
course.
Right. Yeah.
I don't see it as this. I know what Russ is going to say, so I'll wait.
An administrative game, we call it. Just
Yeah.
get through the schedule, right?
yeah, I think it could be. Like 27-7 or something like that. I just don't think they're going to give us any game whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what team's going to show up, but it's a hat and T-shirt game.
Oh, it
Maybe,
That's right.
maybe if the Jets lose.
I
Yeah,
know.
we
I think
did
even
lose.
if the Jets win, it's
Oh, really?
a hat and T-shirt game. But the Philly defense looked like they had quit on
Yeah,
him
they're horrible.
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So even though the Patriots offense is in the shambles, we'll give them 31, 14.
All right, but
Joe.
we're done saying we're going to run up the score.
No,
we gotta,
that's the FU tour is over.
Yeah, the
FU tour is definitely over. We are
Yes,
no
it
longer
is.
on the FU tour.
Frank Underwood is done.
Lasted 9 games.
All right, I agree.
Lasted about 9 games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so big news coming out of the Red Sox camp. The Red Sox have spent money this week, boys. One David Price, the guy who hates Boston, is now going to be in Boston possibly for 7 years.
Who does this remind you of this song?
This is Carl Crawford,
Absolutely, brother.
the sequel.
Yeah.
We had
Show
to,
me the money.
Right. So what happens, boys, is that he wants to sign with the Cardinals. And the Red Sox offer him $30 million more to sign with a team that he does not want to play for.
But the
I'll stick
union
it
and
out
his
for 3
agent say
years.
you got to do it.
Yeah. This is this is the same situation as it was with Carl Crawford. I hate the signing. What are we going to seriously, what has Dombrowski done with his money?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Do you like the signing? Do you guys
I don't
like
love
it.
the signing, but I don't love it. But we'll see if he
I
pitches
didn't love it until I
well.
looked at it a little more closely. I mean, he's a year younger than Lester. I mean, he's
2
better
years
than
younger
Lester.
than
He's better than Lester.
Yeah, he's a
Statistically,
bona
he's
fide
better than
ace.
Lester.
He's an ace.
Okay, but we gave him 60.
And we didn't give up Mookie. We didn't give up
John Lester's on an ace?
Xander.
He's a
We
two.
didn't
not
give
as
up-
good as-
No, yeah,
He's a two.
In our world, you guys, what are you talking about? He's a John Lester's a 2?
Yeah, he's
John
a
Lester
I think he's more
was
He
like
was
a-
a 2 most of his
I think
career
he's more of a
here.
1.5.
what,
He was behind Beckett. He was behind Kurt Schilling. He was always the number 2 here.
2013
Until
when we won a
until
World
we
Series,
started
what was he?
him.
In 2013, what was he?
Then he was a 1.
Yeah, you guys,
No, I'm talking about now. He's a two.
he's been the number
Yeah,
one
he's
pitcher.
number 2 now.
He's not even the best pitcher in his staff.
He's maybe number 3 on that staff.
John Lester, who could play in Boston, right? All right.
4.
Who wanted to be in Boston, who was our number 1 starter, who I would take any day of the week over little softy, David Price, right?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Softy?
There's
The guy was 18-5.
He's throwing at Ortiz's head.
Oh, you've got to be kidding. Look, David Price has
David
pitched against
Ortiz
us
is
a
a big
lot.
cat with a bat in his hand.
David Price has pitched against us a lot. Have you ever feared that David Price was on the mound against the Red Sox?
Yes.
No.
He always
See,
He
hated
was
them.
tough. He's tough.
No, I would never feared him.
He's
I
got a
never
great
once-
record against the Red Sox.
Okay, $500 million. You think that's a lot of money?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
500 million.
Rick Porcello, Pablo Sandoval, David Price, and Hanley Ramirez. That's the contract total for $500 million.
Yeah, his contract comes to like 30 grand and out
Yeah, see?
if he gets.
I'd rather the quality of a
you
number
can't-
one starter like Price than paying $22 million a year to a fourth or fifth starter in Porcello.
I'd rather
I
have
don't
Zimmerman
understand.
myself.
A washed-up Hanley Ramirez. What was Charrington thinking? A washed-up Pablo Sandoval.
I know, terrible.
Yeah, you can't hang these.
Yeah, I know, that's-
So
contracts
those
on
other
him.
contracts that
No,
don't.
I
say
agree.
that.
They
No,
shouldn't
that's
even be in
right.
the same sentence, these
Yeah.
signings.
But we're bringing a guy into that doesn't want to play in Boston when we already have like 5 of those guys.
Yeah, I agree there. I'll give
So
you
they
that.
can be united.
He literally said in Twitter that he thinks the Boston fans are the worst fans in sports.
Yep.
And he said that a couple of months ago. He only took it because they forced him to take it. This is terrible. This is the guy they're banking on?
Maybe he likes having the
Yeah, but
worst
he'll
fans in the
compete.
world
He'll
on
I
his
need you to make a
side.
prediction. How's he going to pitch this year?
Oh, here's a prediction, and you can take this to the bank.
the hat on.
Okay.
Put the hat
Put the
on.
hat on.
Take this to the bank.
Listen, we need someone needs to
Absolutely.
write this down.
You write this down.
I need
Are you a
validation.
Are you a notary public? Because I want this one notarized.
David Price will be traded by the deadline away from the Red Sox.
This year?
This year. They will get rid of
Oh,
him.
welcome back to Crazy Talk, everybody.
Absolutely. They
I
will
missed
trade
it.
him.
Welcome back to Crazy
They will
Talk.
trade him.
Oh,
He is going to be
dear Lord.
traded by July
Yeah.
30th. He will
To
no
a
longer
playoff
be on the
contender
team.
because the Red
Control
Sox
this
That will
man,
only,
Russ.
that will
Exactly.
only happen
because the Red Sox won't be contenders.
The Red Sox will not be contenders, and he will have already shot himself out of town. This is
Speaking
not
as a man who just renewed his season.
exactly. Well, that put him over the top. That's why they signed him. But he's gone. He's gone. They can trade him. I think there's a certain time of the year that they can't trade him till like June 1st,
Yeah.
and then he's gone. This is the worst match ever. He's already told you what's going to happen. He's
What if
already
he
told
wins his
you.
first 6 games?
It doesn't matter.
Sure
it
it
doesn't
does.
matter. Look, this is
that
a
guy
fan
does.
show. I've been going to the Red Sox for 45 years,
Yeah.
and I can tell you something. Red Sox fans, they can get you. They're smart. They know how to needle you. They know how to press
But
your
by
buttons.
June of his first contract,
He pitches poorly.
took Carl-
opening
it took
day.
him-
If
3
you
years to get
win,
Crawford out of it.
welcome to the club.
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, Rodney Harrison.
I don't. By the way, I don't disagree. I'm with you on the Carl
Point.
Crawford thing. I'm the closest one in your boat here, right? I don't love the signing. It's Carl Crawford all over again. If he pitches well, so long as he pitches well, it's gonna be fine.
He's one of us.
He's one of us.
But he's look,
Who? John Lester? Who? You'll be saying.
The fact still remains, though, he was arguably the best player to get. He's the biggest fish in the pond, and the Sox got him.
but he's not. He doesn't have the makeup to.
That's
be,
the big question.
To pitch in.
I mean,
the-
what did you
Boston.
think Johnny Cueto did? No.
Well, I don't know if Johnny
definitely not.
Cueto. I'm reading is Jordan Zimmerman did. And
Yeah, Jordan Zimmerman, tough kid.
Tough in 5 at 22
I
million.
understand that, but he had a 3.5 ERA in the National League
Yeah.
last year. Jordan Zimmerman did.
It
He's
doesn't-
Miley
So,
Cyrus all
I
over
mean,
again.
he's Rick Porcello by any other name.
Yeah,
He's
but
no
is
better.
Price going to be another CC Sabathia? After
That's the question.
you know.
I'm not saying that that's not the case, but
But CC Sabathia won a World Series for the Yankees,
He'd
so
have to gain about 50 pounds.
that was a good investment. But he
No,
can't
no.
play here. It doesn't matter. You can have your statistics until you're blue in the
He's
face.
good at Fenway.
It does, yeah, playing against the Red Sox. Yeah, he's not going to. I'm telling you, there's no chance.
by June this year,
By
year
July,
one.
he'll be traded.
If you pitch good, a lefty that pitches well in Fenway Park is a real asset.
Guys who play for the Boston sports teams who have rabbit ears do not last long in this town, right? Because
I'm
look,
not disagreeing with you on that.
Well, no one criticized Kyle Crawford. That was all imaginary.
That's right. But right. We didn't have a history with Carl Crawford, right?
The media treated him with kid gloves and was so nice to him. The fans were nice to him, and he goes out of town. And he starts saying all this. What? I never.
But
even
I
heard
am
this.
with Pete. If he'll be one of us. If he pitches
Yep.
well, he'll
Yeah.
be getting standing ovations left and right. When it goes bad, that's going to be the question.
All right. So prediction time. Hollywood Pete, how's David Price going to do this season?
I hope he does well.
I'll go out there. I think he's going to have. I think he's going to have a couple of good years in Boston.
No,
I really do. I think he's going to go
he wants
18-7 this year.
He
Well, I
wants
was just going to say 18-5.
Yeah, I think he's gonna win
That's
18.
a solid year, but I mean, he wants to get those 3 years, which is kind of a good deal for the Sox.
Right, but it doesn't matter. The contract's guaranteed, right? So he has
It's all up to him.
$217 million.
It's all up to him.
Whether he lives or dies right now.
No,
Okay,
no,
It can be more, and
can
he
be.
can go to the St. Louis Cardinals 3 years from now if he would like
for
to.
more money.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. On a day-to-day basis, it's not going to be about the money. It's going to be about can he function
think
in
he's
this
gonna- I
city.
think he's gonna
Well, it's
have.
clearly
always
about the
has.
money. That's why he's here.
Right, but you know, after when it's said and done, he still has to
He always
live and
has,
breathe in
and he
this
never
city.
backed down here.
It's a terrible
He's
fit.
the first number
Terrible.
one starter we've had in years.
You've got you've got to be kidding. John
Well, who's gonna be
Lester,
number two is the
not,
thing.
not signing John Lester put this franchise back 5
Has David
years.
Price? He's won a Cy Young, right?
Yeah.
Has John Lester?
Johnny
I don't
Gomes
think-
can
I don't
pitch.
think
I
so.
don't think so.
He was a number one overall, David Price.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
know.
didn't know
He's
that.
very cute, and he wins a freaking
Cy
beauty
Young.
pageant. I
Very
understand.
cute. He's a
I know. He's wonderful.
He's an
special.
ugly man.
He can't. He is an ugly man, but he can't play here. I'm telling you, it's a terrible fit. It doesn't
Okay,
even matter.
We're
If,
on the record with this sports medium prediction.
it doesn't
this year.
even matter if they signed him for
he-
minimum.
so
He
you're saying
can't play
He
here.
won't throw strikes here.
No, he can't take the pressure. This is a guy who's when the moment.
Poppy will take care of him.
Oh, this is just look. Was Hanley and Pablo a bad fit?
That was a horrible fit.
And we didn't really realize that until the season came about.
Yeah, but
right?
they didn't perform.
But they didn't give us previews. They didn't give us a coming attraction. He says he hates it here. He doesn't
They
like
were
it.
dogs where they were. We
Yeah.
knew they were
This
dogs
guy's
coming
real.
in. This guy's never been a dog. Has no history of being a dog like him.
been
Give me
top-
one example. One example
Top
of any
dog,
player
maybe.
who's ever trashed this city like he's trashing on Twitter. And
But he
stuff.
was an
Or anything.
opponent.
No, trashed the city and the fans. Came here and was loved. You can't give me one.
Rodney Harrison.
No, Rodney. We didn't even know who Rodney Harrison
That's a
was.
great point.
No, but he
That's
didn't
a
have
great
anything
point.
to
He
do
was
with
involved in all that Michigas with San Diego. Yeah, that's a good point.
With San Diego, but that had nothing to do
Brian
with
Cox.
us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, Brian Cox. Brian Cox. The guy
You
just
just
trying to
said give me
dang
an
us for
athlete.
one.
You said give me any athlete. You didn't tell me it had to be baseball or anybody relevant.
He's dangling. He's dangling. So that's our show, guys.
Is that right?
Wow, that went that
Wow,
quick.
you really got.
I didn't even go through like half my subjects.
He got you all riled up. It
No, I
wasn't even
know.
me tonight.
John
Look at
Lester,
you.
still cage match with Pete after
You're
this.
gonna need a drink.
You know, I'm all fired up. I may forget my hat here. Want to thank the boys, except for Hollywood Pete. No, of course I love them, and thank everyone behind the scenes.
Happy
Make sure
anniversary to the host.
Yeah,
Nice work.
Thank you very much. And
To
please-
Adrian, too.
and-
but
and Adrian, yes,
And
wanna
number
thank-
one starter, Jake Arrieta.
Oh, I want to thank Adrian, of course, for everything she does behind the scenes. Make sure to check out our website, thegrandstanders.com, and we'll be back next Thursday night for another great edition. My name is Scott Kerman. Have a great night.
That was quick. Isn't it?
We're still on.
Seriously?
Yeah, why not?
Why?
He's a
John
real
Lester?
deal.
I'm just happy I didn't. do
He's a
that